Charlie, and today we are doing how to get a 5 in AP Computer Science Principles. So, this is a relatively new course, so there's not many resources on it, and I know what you're thinking, oh my god, I don't know how to study for the AP exam. I got you. So, that was me about 6 months ago, and I was freaking out that there's no review books, there's nothing out there. So, I'm going to make my recommendations, I'm going to tell you what to do, how to do it, I'm going to give you all the links that you need to get a 5, and then I'm also going to go over my performance tasks and what you should do. So let's get started, shall we? There are 3 parts to the AP Computer Science Principles exam: multiple choice, explore task, and create task. Now, first off, we're going to go over the multiple choice, and then we'll come back later and go over explore and then create. So first off, multiple choice. So with multiple choice, when I was studying for the exam, the only book available was Fast Track to a 5 AP Computer Science Principles. But in all honesty, the practice tests are nothing like the actual AP exam. The content is somewhat helpful, but if I didn't read it, I would have been fine on the AP exam. I do not suggest this book unless maybe you're aiming for a 3, but it is not necessary for a 5. Then Code HS, AP Computer Science Principles, of course, I love. So Code HS, AP Computer Science Principles course. Personally, for me, I skipped the HTML practice because I already have coding experience and I knew that. So I did the units of digital information, the internet, and data. You need to do those 3 at least. If you are okay with coding or you're not okay with coding, you, no matter what, need to do those 3 units: digital information, the internet, and data. Because tons of those concepts were in the tests, and you would basically be like, oh right, I just literally studied that. You feel proud of yourself. You're like, I studied this. Wow, I know the exact answer. It was fun. So digital information, the internet, and data from Code HS for sure. And then when I was going through those units, I was taking notes, and I memorized those notes as well for the exam. So that's what I suggest. And then to practice multiple choice, Code HS has a review section and for the AP exam, and I have a link. I have all the links that I mentioned here are down below, so I highly suggest you check that out. And then next part, people ask with the AP CSP exam, do I need to know vocabulary? Because it's kind of unclear, because they say it's very abstract, you can look at all these angles and all this and that, but you do need to know vocabulary. So I have some links down below to some Quizlets that were made by teachers and even some people who actually are in charge of the AP CSP exam, which is amazing. So I have about 3 Quizlet sets that are very awesome, and I memorized all of those. And then next point, ask your teacher for the official practice exam. They aren't allowed to give you the test to keep, but you can practice in class. So personally for me, I felt like that was a great resource to see how difficult the exam would be and what was actually tested on it. So on the 2016 practice test for AP CSP, I got a 66 out of 74, and that was without me really even trying. So because I do know coding before this, but that was an 89.2%. Now, my main thing about looking at that percent is that basically I did do higher than that on the actual exam. I think I got like 5 wrong maximum. But the thing is that a lot of people that I knew who got an 80% on this practice test, or even 70, they did not get a 5, they got a 4. So I suggest if you are scoring 80% or 70% to up your score and study more vocabulary and do more of the Code HS AP Computer Science Principles exam, because obviously you know coding, but you don't have some of the key terms memorized. So I highly suggest you memorize that vocab because it can make a difference in your score. And then if you feel as if you need more than this, what I'm saying, this is all I did, but I have a link down below. Once again, it's tinyurl.com/APCSP exam success. And that's basically where all these AP computer science principals, teachers, they listed tons of resources. So I highly suggest you check it out. And that's pretty much it for the multiple choice. Hi, so we're down here now. I'm deciding to change up the scenery a little bit, but we're going on to the Explore task, our favorite. So I'm going to show you a quick video of what I did for the Explore task, and then we'll get right on with what you actually have to do.
Google has taken the idea of autonomous cars and made it into a reality. It is able to detect and censor due to its extensive list of sensors and cameras that use computer vision. The laser sensor uses light detection and ranging by using 64 lasers that rotate and send out micropulses of light. Then the laser sensor uses time of flight with the light to give the car a 3D map. All the data points and GPS information are transmitted to the central computer where the information is used to output driving functions. The ultrasonic sensor works with GPS to aid navigation. The autonomous car can also tell hand signals, and Google has stored a database of pedestrians to help the car detect pedestrians better. The purpose of the autonomous car by Google is to make roads safer, free up people's time, and improve mobility for everyone.
You guys, so we're back, and now we're going to go over the Explore rubric. So I'm going to attach this below. It'll be in the link section once again. These were some photos that teachers gave out for like a checklist for you to go through and make sure you had everything. So next off was the computational artifact. So my artifact, as you saw, was a video, but a lot of people do images, what I've seen, and especially what College Board has as an example, but I chose a video because I like videos. So the artifact is saved as a PDF, an MP4, a WMV, an ALF, or a MOV format. So one of those formats is perfect. And then next off, my artifact is primarily non-textual, so not a lot of words or written descriptions. Next off, your artifact conveys my innovation's purpose, why it was invented, function, how it works, or effect. So as you can see with mine, I basically talked about what my innovation was, what was the point of it, how it worked, and what it actually does for society as a whole. And I thought it was pretty good. Hopefully you did too, I don't know. So that's what you're supposed to do with your computational artifact. You just show a video about your innovation. You make art out of your written project. That's basically what it is. It's kind of like the poster board that you submit online to College Board. Is 2C, benefits and harmful effects. This was one of my favorite sections, but key thing, you cannot use hacking as a harm. It's not considered a harm in College Board's eyes, so that won't count. Now, a key tip, when it comes to using these, they say, oh, you have to do, let's see how many they wanted us to do here. They wanted you to identify a beneficial and a harmful effect. So 2 things only, 1 benefit, 1 harm. What I did is I went over that. I did, I think 3 benefits, 3 harms, or 2 benefits, 2 harms, something like that. Because I really wanted to make sure I got the point, because if you miss a benefit, that means you don't get the point. You miss it completely. But if you have those extras just to lay back on, just in case, you have that pillow room. So I think that helped me a lot, because with the rubric, it's kind of hard to see like what they actually want, because a lot of the teachers don't know, the students don't know, so you just have to make sure you have that pillow room. A lot of the times what I would suggest with your explore task and just a lot of these tasks is to use the same language that College Board uses, because then you get direct, right to the point. These readers are reading tons of these, and just seeing it very clear and direct, even if they kind of don't know what you're talking about and they just see like, oh, this is directly caused by innovation, and you use the same language, they'll be like, oh, okay, and then they'll read through and they're like, yeah, that sounds right, check. So that's just an idea. Just make sure to use similar language, because you don't want them trying to read the Da Vinci Code out of all your responses. Like, they don't want to be like, does this count as a point? They want it right in front of them. They want it like cake. They want it easy peasy. Everything's perfect. So just make sure to use the same language so it's easier for them to give you the point. And then references, because this is actually important, because they do want some within the past year or so for references, because they want to make sure the information's updated. You can't be reporting on dinosaur age stuff and not have anything that's recent. So yes, you have to have things that are recent. So 2E, references. I included proper MLA or APA citations for at least 3 resources. And then at least 2 of your resources came from May 2016 or later. I'm not sure how the rubric's going to be updated. It's probably going to say May 2017 for next year when you're taking the exam in 2018. I'm not sure, but just check up on that, okay? So don't kill me if I mess you up, because I'm giving you a warning. So then next off is at least 2 of my resources are online resources, and then I cited all my resources within my written response. I included citations for whatever I used in my artifact. So that's pretty much it in a simple form. Remember, I have the link to that rubric checklist thing below. But now we're getting on to the create task. And we're back with create. So I'm going to show you my create task, the little video I did on it. It wasn't an amazing video, but I saw that majority of the kids who got great scores, which were like, you know, the perfect scores for create, they did a video similar to this, and I didn't want to go overboard with it, so I did a basic black screen in my app. So let me show you that now.
My Memories is an Android app to help Alzheimer's patients improve and retain memory. This is our family biography section, where a user can enter information about a family member to help improve memory and retain old memories. Once this is submitted, it is put into our database and is constantly reprinted out whenever the app is opened. Then our notes section is where the user can add a note to self about if they took their pill or they need to buy some milk. Then once this is submitted, it goes into our database and is constantly reprinted out with a timestamp. Then the memory game section is with memory cards to flip over and help improve memory skills. Then our audiobook section is from an audio YouTube channel where they can be stimulated by the cultural and artistic features of the app. Then our connect section is to connect family members to seniors.
So that was my create artifact. Now with create's the only performance task that you're allowed to do with somebody else. So explore, only you. Multiple choice, you should know this, is only you. Create, you're allowed to do with other people, because what they're trying to show you is that computer science is collaborative, fun, you can do it with friends, blah 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 blah, and that it can help your mind expand. Amazing things, which are completely true. But in my honest opinion, just do the create by yourself. Here's my reasons why. Because with College Board, they make it very, very, very detailed in saying you need to do this in your response, if you do it with other people. Because you need to state the fact that you did it with other people, but then you need to bring up the stuff that you did in the project. So basically, it's just you saying like, oh, I did this and all this. It's just very hard wording, and a lot of kids probably didn't read that much into it and they'll forget. And so I don't really suggest doing it this way. I'm doing it in a group because there's just a lot of detailed things that you need to look at and make sure that you state. So I would just say stick to doing it by yourself, and then it's plain and vanilla simple. You once again have to be very specific and make sure they know that you have those things in it, because they won't just look at your code and be like, oh, there it is. You need to be very specific and make sure they know that it's in there. My key tip for all of these is just make sure you're very, very, very clear, because you know, they're looking at a lot of different codes. It's not like they have to look at one definitive answer like they do for AP Human Geography or anything like that. They have to look at tons of different kids' innovation, and you just want to be as clear as possible that you did what was required of you, because if they don't know that, they won't give you the point. So just be sure to be clear. If you have any other questions, I know this video is kind of long, kind of short. It's that weird in-between zone. If you have any questions, post them down below, and I will be sure to get them answered and help you out in any way possible. So yeah, hopefully you do well on the AP CSP exam. I know you will with all these tips and tricks. So good luck!